In the long-standing conflict between Israel and Palestine, many have wondered if there is a supernatural force that can bring about lasting peace. This has led to speculation about the role of the Antichrist, a figure often associated with times of chaos and upheaval. The Antichrist, as depicted in biblical prophecies, is said to rise to power, promising peace to the world. But can he truly bring an end to the animosity between Hamas and Israel? Critics argue that this notion is nothing more than a myth, an illusion that will ultimately lead to further destruction. This conflict is deeply rooted in history, politics, and religious differences. The Antichrist is often portrayed as a harbinger of chaos, not a peacemaker. His agenda is centered around self-interest and control, not reconciliation. It would be simpler to clean the lion's rear teeth during feeding time at the Los Angeles Zoo than to mediate a peace agreement between Israel and Hamas in the wake of the horrifying attack by Hamas on Israel and the disastrous reaction that followed. A person capable of doing that would undoubtedly perform a miracle. According to some, this means that everything is ready for the one sinful man known as the Antichrist, who would temporarily restore harmony between Arabs and Jews. Many Christians consider Daniel chapter 9 verse 27 to be a crucial passage of prophecy, one that describes the Antichrist making peace with Israel and subsequently breaking it. Let's examine the three main scriptural passages that mention the Antichrist. Next, we'll examine historical figures who suit the description and current living individuals who some think to be the Antichrist. After that, I'll share my perspective on this hotly debated topic, for what that's worth. Don't let anyone fool you in any way, because that day won't arrive until the falling away occurs first and the man of sin, the son of perdition, is exposed. This man opposes and elevates himself above everything that is worshipped or called God, to the point where he sits in God's temple and manifests himself as God. 2:1-4 in 2 Thessalonians. He would insult the Almighty with arrogant remarks, harass the Almighty's saints. They plan to alter laws and times. The saints will then be placed in his hands for an endless amount of time. Daniel chapter 7 verse 25. The arrival of the lawless one is predicted by Satan, who will appear with all of his might, along with all of his deceptive signs, wonders, and signs among people who will die for not accepting the love of the truth, which is meant to save them. 2:10-2 Thessalonians. These are the fascinating historical characters that were prophesied to be the Antichrist. Because of his horrific persecution of Christians, some early Christians thought that Nero, the Roman emperor, was the Antichrist. He is ideal. Adolf Hitler also did so. He was clearly the Antichrist when one considers the horrors of the Holocaust and World War II. Henry Kissinger has been a more contemporary contender. He was frequently claimed to be the Antichrist, especially in the years leading up to the Cold War. Barack Obama, with his inclinations towards Islam, was also. And lastly, Vladimir Putin. Furthermore, some people are positive it's Donald Trump. And King Charles comes next. He speaks some Arabic, which is one of the many reasons why many Christians are certain he is the Antichrist. The fact that Scripture states there are numerous antichrists adds even more confusion to the situation. As John chapter 2 verse 18 states, "Little children, it is the last hour. And as you have heard that the Antichrist is coming, even now many antichrists have come." Verse 18. Now, what do I think? Really, I have no idea. Undoubtedly, the scene is set. Will one man bring false peace in the Middle East? Is the question I'm asking myself. Once more, the world would adore anyone who could pull off such a feat and consider them a miracle worker. It's time for both sides to prioritize dialogue and mutual respect. Only then can we hope for a peaceful resolution. While the idea of the Antichrist bringing peace between Hamas and Israel may captivate imaginations, it's crucial to remember that true peace requires genuine commitment from all parties involved. Now, more than ever, it is our responsibility to foster empathy, open dialogue, and work towards a future where peace is not dependent on the Antichrist, but on the collective efforts of humanity.